Hi everyone! Today is going to be a little bit personal. It's going to be a little bit different, maybe a little bit weird for some people. If you're a guy, you're not going to want to tune into this video, but you should probably know that by now by seeing my thumbnail. But this video is going to be all about cloth pads. Cloth reusable pads, also known as mama cloths. And this is something that I am just starting to embark in. I'm not a pro or an expert in this matter, but this has become one of my new obsessions. This is my cloth pad stash. And these are pretty much all for postpartum use. So a lot of these pads are pretty heavy duty. But if all goes really well with using the cloth pads for postpartum, I will continue to use cloth pads. I wanted to read something off of this pamphlet. This is a pamphlet from Tree Huggers. This is actually the Tree Hugger pads that I purchased, which I will be giving you a good rundown of all of the pads that I have. In her pamphlet, she has a list of all of the benefits of using cloth pads. So as I was doing the research on cloth pads and finding out all of the wonderful benefits, I was completely sold. So I want to read off all of the benefits of using cloth pads to you guys, just so you have a better feel as to why it's so great to switch to cloth pads. So here's the list. Saves trees, saves you money over time. Many women find a reduction in length or heaviness of periods, as well as reduced cramps and clotting. Less waste to throw away, less waste during manufacturing. Always on hand, you're never going to run out. Feel much softer and more comfortable. Less sweaty feeling than disposables. May lessen the chance of thrush or yeast infections. Comes in fun, bright colors and prints. Available in organic fabrics. Less skin irritations due to less chemicals. No adhesive strips to catch hair. Can clean them in the washing machine and dryer with any load of laundry. Fabrics such as minky are stain resistant, and there is no smell. A lot of the times with disposable pads, you will notice a sort of smell, and that isn't due to the actual period itself. It's due to the many chemicals in the pad, and the chemicals in the pad are actually not good for you. The number one benefit that I love is that it reduces the length and heaviness of periods, because I have very heavy periods. I've always had very heavy periods ever since I started my menstrual cycle. I think that, whether you're a little bit like, oh, I don't know, I don't think that's for me, you should definitely, try it out. All you need to do is just buy one cloth pad, just one, and see if it's something for you. Now, when I was venturing into cloth pads, I decided that I wouldn't just settle for one brand. I would try several different brands, because everybody makes these pads differently. And I definitely found brands that I loved, some that I didn't love so much. You definitely want to shop around until eventually you find your magical cloth pad that works for you, and then you can go on from there, and then you can invest in those pads. So before I share all of the pads with you guys, I do want to share some of the essentials that you will need if you decide to use cloth pads. So the first thing is a dry and wet bag, and this one is a pretty big size. This is one that you would leave in the bathroom. This compartment is for all of your dry pads, and then this bigger compartment is for all of your wet pads, and you would just basically leave this open and throw your used pads in there, folded up, and they're just easy accessible for when it's time to clean them all. So I got this off of the Tree Huggers website as well, and I will leave a link to all the websites that I mentioned today. So there's that. And for cleaning purposes, you're definitely going to want some hydrogen peroxide solution. And you're also going to want a natural stain remover. And this one is from Ecover. You can get this off of Vitacost. I love this. I've used this on other things, and it works really good, and it has a brush applicator. It smells really good. It smells of lavender, so it has a nice scent to it as well. And then you're just going to want a very gentle laundry detergent, something like the Honest Laundry Detergent. When you're cleaning your pads, you don't want to use any fabric softener whatsoever, because that just kills the absorbency of your pads. They are different materials used in cloth pads. You can find anything from Minky. Minky is a really soft material. You tend to find Minky in like baby blankets and things like that. Minky is very stain resistant. There's also cotton, and a lot of times the cotton is organic, which is even better. There's also flannel, and you can sometimes find cloth pads that are bamboo velour, which is kind of similar to Minky in the sense that they are both very, very soft. A lot of the times the backing on these are fleece or nylon, or again just cotton. The best backing is Wind Pro fleece. So as far as the inside of a cloth pad and all of its absorbency levels, there is all sorts of materials that people use. It just depends on who you're buying from. Some people use Zorb, some people use hemp, some people use PUL, and of course cotton. So it really just depends on who you're buying from. So without further ado, let's talk about all the pads that I purchased. So I have two 12-inch pads from Tree Huggers. These are Minky, and the back is fleece, and they do have a little tag here that says Tree Huggers. When I first purchased these, I was not a big fan of them because they were very stiff. And I also want to mention that all these have been pre-washed. You want to pre-wash all of your cloth pads before using them, because it helps with the absorbency, and it also makes them more softer and easier to use. Again, these were very stiff at first, but after pre-washing them, they are now very soft. These are 12-inch postpartum pads, and all cloth pads have wings, and they also have these polyresin snaps. And Tree Huggers has actually 2 polyresin snaps, which makes it a little bit more secure. I do really like these. There's not really any contouring in the middle, which does make me a little bit nervous, but they do feel very absorbent, very heavy duty, so I do like these. This is just like a navy blue print, and this is I believe it's called a damask print, and they did come in a set. The next two is from an Etsy seller, and I have to say, out of all my pads, I am probably the most disappointed in these. It's not that they're horrible. These were actually made to order, so these took a little bit longer to come in the mail, but she made it as soon as, you know, I placed the order. And the first one is Owls. These are both 14-inch postpartum pads, and she does make her pads for more curvier girls or plus size girls, so that's why these are pretty wide, pretty big. These also have 2 polyresin snaps, and both of the pads she made for me are flannel topped, and then they have a fleece backing. I like these a little bit better because they are contoured. Like the Tree Huggers aren't contoured at all. But the thing that I don't like about it is that the absorbency is only where the contour is. So the absorbency stops here and it starts here. So there's really nothing going on, no absorbency whatsoever in the very top and the very bottom. So that does scare me that I may have like an accident with these, but they are pretty big and they seem pretty absorbent as far as where the absorbency is. But that's my only complaint about these. But this one is in the owl print, and then this one is skulls and chains. The next one is from a company that's very well known. This isn't a Etsy seller, they have their own website, and this is the Party in My Pants pad. This is a queen pad, which is for postpartum, so it is quite big. I believe this is a 15-inch pad, I want to say, and it is nylon in the back. So I have heard that some people don't like the nylon because it, you know, can slip around, but some people love it, so I guess it just depends. And then the top is fleece and the print is Snack Attack. So it has like popsicle, ice cream, a hot dog, burger, a lot of goodness, a lot of candy, french fries. I just thought it was really fun. So yeah, so this is the Queen from Party in My Pants. Party in My Pants is very thin. They're known to have really good absorbency, but also have really thin pads. The next one is from an Etsy seller. This is from an Etsy seller called Sugar-Ons. And I really like the print of this. It was very unique. It's a really big pad. I believe this is also 15 inches as well. And it's a cotton pad, cotton front, cotton back. It has like a Hawaiian print in the back, and then it has this like really pretty floral print, and then I believe that's a crane, one of those birds. So I really like that one. So that's also a heavy absorbency, and it seems pretty thin as well. I just had to get these. They're not really, I wouldn't consider them postpartum pads, but I just had to get these because of the print. This is from a Etsy seller as well called Novel Red. And the print of this one is just so cool. This print is called On the Prowl, and this guy is actually a werewolf. And, you know, she has little stories about her prints, which I thought was really cool. So I thought I had to get this. This is a regular absorbency. I believe this is my only regular absorbency that I have. So cotton on the top, fleece backing. She has two polyresin snaps on this one. And I believe this is like a 10.5 or something like that, 10 or 9 inches. So there is that. And then this one is a heavy absorbency. It is a unicorn print. There's the unicorn there. I don't know if you can see that, but I just had to get it. So this is heavy absorbency. It is a smaller pad. I'm not sure if this is like 8 inches. But yeah, so there is that. And I do like that she makes her pads flared and a fleece backing as well. This one only has one polyresin snap. This is a shop that I absolutely love. I only purchased one pad from her, but this is from the Pink Lemonade shop, and this is minky topped. It has owls, which I love, and this is a 13-inch postpartum pad, and I believe it has WindPro fleece backing, which is the best backing you could ever have in a cloth pad. It's super water resistant. The last of my pads are from my favorite shop of all time, and this is an Etsy shop, and they are called Yurtcraft. So let's begin. So the first one is the Coffee to Go prints. Most of her pads are organic cotton, but you will find minky and flannel on her shop as well. What I love about her shop is that she actually marks the absorbency. So 4 stars would be ultra absorbency, 3 stars would be heavy absorbency, and then 2 would be regular, and then 1 would be just like a panty liner. And I will show you how she marks it. She marks it in like little stars, if you can see that there. So that has 4 stars, if you can see that, which means that this is a ultra absorbency, which most of mine are either ultra or heavy. So this is cotton in the front, WindPro fleece backing, and all of her pads have WindPro fleece, so she really uses the best quality. This is a 7-inch pad. This one is a 8-inch pad, and this is a cotton front, and then the backing is also WindPro fleece, which I don't have to say that for everyone because they're all WindPro fleece. This one is a heavy absorbency. And this one is in the print Gypsy Moon. This one is a 9 1/4 inch, and this is a heavy absorbency as well. And this is Stars and Moons. I love this print. This is also 9 1/4, and this is also a heavy absorbency, and I believe this is called Purple Nebula, and it has like a little astronaut guy there. The next few that I'm going to show you is her 12 and a half inches. And this is crayons, very colorful, and this is a ultra absorbency. This is flannel butterflies, so this is a flannel top, and this is, you know, another 12 and a half, and this is a heavy absorbency. This one is Minky Whales, also 12 and a half, and is a ultra absorbency. This one is a ultra absorbency. Look at the pattern of this one. I love it. This is Stars and Planets. This one is awesome as well. This is a ultra absorbency, and this is called Gothic Cupcakes. This is another 12 and a half, and this is called Bubbles and Scrolls, I believe. And this is a heavy absorbency, 12 and a half. And then we move on to her 14, I believe this is 14 and a half. So this is another like space themed print cotton, really awesome. This is a ultra absorbency. This one is called Grandma's Recipes, and this is also a ultra absorbency, and all of her like heavy duty pads are very, very thin. There's this one, which is also a 14 and a half, and this is in Tropical Punch, and I love the backing on this one. And this is her biggest size, and this is the ultra absorbency, and this is 16 inches. Really, really big, really awesome. Love the backing, and her stitching is just impeccable. Let me show you one where you can really see the stitching. So she uses like this I don't know, scallop motion or wave kind of stitching, and that's, you know, her contour. I love it. I love that the pad flares, but it doesn't flare too much. So if I were to continue to buy pads, I would definitely continue to buy pads from Yurtcraft. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I know that this video is probably super long, but I really wanted to share these with you guys, and I definitely will probably give you guys an update as to how they worked for me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.